हर लोगों को आते हैं दो नजर, हम अगर देखो दो नहीं। अरे हो जुदा या खफा है खुदा, है दुआ ऐसा हो नहीं। खाना पीना साथ है, टणक टंग टणक टंग, मरना जीना साथ है। खाना पीना साथ है, मरना जीना साथ है। ये दोस्ती हम नहीं तोड़ेंगे, तोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे। गुड इवनिंग, नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। हो रविवार की शाम है, संडे इवनिंग, 8 o'clock इंडियन स्टैंडर्ड टाइम। मेरे ख्याल से मोस्ट ऑफ अस वुड हैव डन आवर डेज चोर्स एंड आवर डेज वर्क, और समय आ गया है कि एक बार सोफे पे बैठ के कुछ पुराने गाने सुने जाएं और कुछ म्यूजिक सुना जाए। You know, they say that music heals and changes and saves lives. So it's time that we kind of went down that lane of nostalgia and heard some solid Bollywood music. Because whenever I'm down and मुझे जब भी लगता है कि मैं बहुत दुखी हूँ या ज़िंदगी में कहीं अटक गया हूँ, the first thing I do is I pick up my phone and plug in my earpods and listen to some great music. तो आज का प्लान कुछ ऐसा ही है. Today evening I'm going to bring in a very special guest of mine. This gentleman used to be my immediate junior at school. So way back when I passed out in 95, and this guy was still in his ninth standard in 94, and I passed my 10th in 95. So I think it was more than 25 to almost 30 years that I hadn't seen him. And thanks to, I should be thankful to the social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram, which kind of got me in touch with him. And this gentleman is now settled in US and has been there for a couple of years now. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Priyatam Mohanti. I did not know that he was such a talented singer until I saw one of his renditions on Facebook, which he had posted, and that's why I kind of got in touch with him, and we bonded on music, we bonded on old times, we bonded on school, and we obviously bonded on our growing up years in the 90s. So without wasting much time, we've got a lovely evening ahead of us. We've got a romantic and a nostalgic evening ahead of us, and let's just, without wasting time, get Priyatam online and embark on a roller coaster ride of some lovely music, some lovely renditions, and let's talk about music. Priyatam Mohanti, have you sent me a request? Priyatam has already sent me a request, and I'm going to take him online. So much people for joining in. I can see Pallav _K_D has joined. If this is Pallav Day, thank you Pallav for joining in. Sumi Srivastav has joined. Sai Swarup has joined in. And hello. Priyatam Mohanti. Good morning to you. I am good. Good morning to you. While it's evening here, what time is it? What time is it in?
It's 7:34 a.m.
7:34 a.m. Phoenix, Arizona. Amazing.
Hello to you. Hello to everyone. Namaste. How are you guys? Hopefully
Namaste. That's Priyatam Mohanti. He hasn't aged a bit. He still continues to look like a puppy. He used to look like a puppy, cute and adorable, and that is what he continues to be. What's the secret behind this? Priyatam, you don't seem to be aging.
I already have grey hairs, but not as much as yours, but I have grey hairs.
Now, Priyatam, I have a request of you. I have a request to make of you, right? Before we embark on our conversation, people today, we're going to see a lot of people joining us in today, because they're somewhere, as a human being, you tend to love music a lot. So before we embark on our conversation, I want to put you in a spot, and I want to start off this evening with a lovely song from your side. Okay. Pick up any song that you want to. Pick up any song that you want to. Pick up any song that you want to. You would like to, and
definitely.
let's start the evening on a musical note.
Definitely, no problem, Bhaina. Yeah, a good spot to be in, definitely, to start with a song. I'll pick up the one probably which will set a mood for the evening. I'll pick up this song sung by Abhijit from the movie Yes Boss, and it goes like,
मैं कोई ऐसा गीत गाऊं.
that's right. That's right.
Amazing song.
That's it.
That's a lovely song. That's a beautiful song. That's a beautiful song, Priyatam. I remember having seen this movie with my best friend Rudra Samantrai, who's also the co-founder and president of Jai Odisha. I still remember those days. I watched this in Keshari in Bhubaneswar. Let's not waste any time. Do you have the karaoke system by you, besides you, by any chance? If we can put on that.
I do. Yes, I do have. I do have the karaoke system. Let me see if I can bring on the karaoke system. But I'll start just with this humming a few lines with.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Then we'll pick up some karaoke tracks for sure. Okay,
Sure.
so it goes like this. मैं तितलियों के पीछे भागूं, मैं जुगनों के पीछे जाऊं, ये रंग है वो रोशनी है, तुम्हारे पास दोनों लाऊं, जितने खुशबुएं बाग में खिले, मैं लाऊं वहां पे कि तुम हो जहां जहां पे एक पल कोई ऐसा गीत गाओ कि आरज़ू जगाओ अगर तुम कहो
तुमको बुलाऊं या पल के बिछाऊं कदम तुम जहां जहां रखो. Wow, amazing. That's a lovely song to start off with. Oh, what a movie, man. Yes, boss. Shah Rukh Khan, Juhi Chawla. And what music. Was this composed by Jatin Lalit?
Yes.
Okay. Before I start off with my typical questioning style, I want to tell the viewers that there's one interesting thing about Priyatam Mohanti here. Now, this gentleman is so passionate about music that he also has a lot of anecdotes and trivia to talk about, right? And that's what makes it more interesting. Once you get to know about the trivia of this particular music director or that particular song or that particular, a movie, it makes it all the more interesting when you rewatch it, and because that trivia always plays on your mind. So what I want to, here's what I want you to do, Priyatam. For every song that we're going to talk about from here on, or every music director or every movie that we're going to talk about from here on, I want you to tell us a trivia that none of us would know. I'm sure most of us would also know there's nothing wrong in it, but there's only so much one can do. So it would be more interesting if you could also tell us the story behind the song, or probably the music director, some interesting anecdote that you are aware of or that you know of, and that will probably make the conversation exciting. Now, which brings me to the question is, I never knew that you were such a great singer. Where were you all these years? Because in school, you were 1 year junior to me. You were my immediate junior. And if I remember correctly, you used to dance well. Did you dance in any of the programs at school, or?
So
well, I never.
Yeah. So going back to school days, yes, I used to sing, but dance was always a favorite thing compared to a singing thing. But I was not a dancer. I'm not that a great dancer. I remember we collaborated on a dance, and you were awesome as always. Multi-talented guy. You were awesome as always. I remember you danced on the Aaj Ka Gunda Raj song of Chiranjeevi, and that was fabulous.
Yes.
I remember in my fond memory, I remember Uday Bhaina dancing to Aaj Ka Gunda Raj Chiranjeevi.
Right.
But
right.
Going back to singing, yes, I did sing during school days. I did my first performance in school in grade 2, and
Wow.
that is when
Wow.
that is when I actually first performed in school. And even going back to how I started, singing and music was always a thing at home. And thanks to all credit to Dad, my dad Priyatam Mohanti, he actually introduced me to music from a very young age. That was because he was a big fan of music. He was a singer in his old days, And he was although he was busy in his life, but during weekends when he got his off time, all that he would turn back into his music, and he would
Right.
make sure I'm there around to listen to the good music that he hears. He was
Mhm.
very fond of ghazals. He was very fond of old Rafi, Kishore numbers, 50s, 60s, 70s. He was a big fan of those numbers, and we used to play all the time at home. Whenever there was
Right.
the time to play, we had that played on. So he was the first big influence who got me introduced to music, who made me realize that this is music and this is wonderful.
Right.
And then after that, I also because I gained so much interest into music, I got into 3 years of classical training.
Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't do the whole 7 years of classical training, but I did 3 years of Odissi vocal training. And again, thanks to Dad
Wow.
because he let me do that.
This
So
this
3 years.
this was in Bhubaneswar.
This was in Bhubaneswar, right? This was in Bhubaneswar,
Okay.
and I used to go to in Unit 6. There was Kala Kendra, the music, the official music organization who used to teach Odissi vocal.
Mhm.
So I used to learn from there. I had my music teacher also come home and teach for 3 years, lovely 3 years. But then went into ninth grade, 10th grade. That took more.
and then
Friendships more
and then
important. And
then the shittiest thing called life happened to all of us, right? Right. So which is quite evident, and the posters behind you on your wall are a testimony to the kind of passion you have for music. And I must say that those posters are amazing and they look
thank you
so
so much.
vibrant and colorful. Congratulations to you on that. But which brings me to something interesting that you kind of. I'm not sure if it was your brainchild or if it was something that you ideated. You started something called as Cordial Cousins. Why don't you tell us more about what is Cordial Cousins all about, and how many people are there in this group, and what is it that this group does?
Right. So Chordial Cousins again. We know COVID happened, and COVID happened for good or bad. To some extent, it happened for good to me because you get that. I got the time back. No
Right.
more Friday evenings meetings, no more Saturday evenings follow-ups. So I got the time back to go back and pursue my hobby, which was singing. I used to sing. I
Okay,
used to
one
go
second.
there.
I'm sorry to cut you short. I'm sorry to cut you short. There's someone here called Nitya Ramasubramaniam who says, Priyatam, your voice is sounding very low, almost inaudible. So if you can come closer to your camera and then start speaking, probably we can make some sense of it.
Is
Yeah,
this better?
yeah, much better. I can hear you.
Okay.
Nitya has to reconfirm. Let's carry on. Let's carry on. Let's go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, got more time back um, because of COVID. Went back to my hobby, which was singing, pursuing music as in listening to where I had left off, old numbers, 90s, 80s, and then I started making the short videos on Facebook and posting them
Right.
every weekend. Every weekend, I used to just record a track on any of the karaoke apps and then post them. I found the same passion with my other brothers also. We are a good set of cousins who love music. Everybody loves music, and by
Right.
God's grace, we all are kind of good to decent singers. So
Wow.
when I saw that passion, there was one guy who was posting on Insta. There was one person who was doing his mule star maker stuff. So then this thing ideated, right? We all are singing. We all are singing, posting, having fun, following our passion on every platform. Let's get together. Let's launch a channel. Nothing with a business mindset, just from a passion mindset that let's launch a channel and let's all sing together because people have seen people coming in and doing cover songs, one person, but here are there like five brothers who can sing. And so when we launch a channel and when you go through each and every weekend covers, you'll get a different flavor of someone singing an old track, someone singing a track from 50s or 90s, or even the track after the millennium. So that was the idea that, hey, all can sing, then let's sing together. Let's make this happen and let's see how we accept it again. We are just for doing what we like, for our passion, and we want everyone to just listen to us and be entertained. That's it.
Awesome, awesome. I mean, it is so awful and such a pitiful situation that it took one COVID for all of us to realize what we actually wanted. Otherwise, we were really caught up with the material things of life, the material part of life. People are saying that they're not able to hear me. I'm not really sure. Abhishek Panda, if you could just confirm. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Sid Bhagatullah, for joining in. Soban Dalvi, I love you too. Thank you for joining in. And now I want my viewers to know that there is a YouTube channel called Chordial Cousins, and I want you guys to, if you ever happen to have a chance, and if you ever happen to come across it, subscribe to the channel because it's got some amazing stuff these guys are doing. Now, it's not only about singing, but also about the way you shoot the video, right? That is so interesting. I mean, one, that the surroundings are so beautiful that it makes it really worthwhile and for the kind of songs that you sang. I mean, I remember one of the last songs which kind of left an impression on me was the song from Veer Zara, Main Yahan Hu Yahan, and but the way you shot that video was so amazing. How do you guys even do that?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for firstly noticing that we are doing some amount of good work.
You are doing an amazing amount of work, brother.
Thank you so much, Bhaina. But when we started the YouTube channel concept, we were like, okay, we are going to sing songs. We are singers. But
Right.
at the same point of time, YouTube cannot just be there to like someone to log in and listen to music. It is visual.
Right.
So how to
Right.
add that visual thing? So fortunately, I'm blessed to be here in US. There are really good scenic places where you can go. So when I go and you are at a scenic place, I kind of try to make a video of it. Back home, basically we have 5 brothers. We 3 are in US. A couple of them are back home in India. One person is in Bangalore. His name is Santa. He's a brilliant singer. He has shot a couple of videos in Bangalore and the outskirts of Bangalore. One of them probably in the Nandi Hills. You can check the video. I think it's Tujse Naraz was shot at Nandi Hills. So when we started it again, nothing fancy. No.
Tujse Naraz is the song from Masoom.
From Masoom, right? Tujse Naraz song from Masoom.
Right.
He sung it all beautifully, and that shot at.
Can you just hum it for us? People are getting desperate. They really don't want us to talk. They only want us to sing, right? And I completely understand their emotions. And let's just keep the mood upbeat and why don't you hum that song for us?
Definitely. तुझसे नाराज नहीं जिंदगी हैरान हूँ मैं तेरे मासूम सवालों से परेशान हूँ मैं जीने के लिए सोचा भी नहीं दर्द संभालने होंगे मुस्कुराए तो मुस्कुराने के कर्ज उतारने होंगे मुस्कुराऊं कभी तो लगता है जैसे होठों पे कर्ज रखा है तेरा हैरान हूँ मैं
You know, it shows your training, shows in the way you kind of mold your voice. वो जो हिंदी में कहते हैं ना हरकतें थोड़ी बहुत लेते हैं. It's not an easy thing to be able to do that, right? And you can clearly differentiate between. See, everybody wants to be a singer. Everybody likes to sing. Everybody, and to each his own. But then unfortunately, there's only few voices that are actually music to ears and not noise, right? And you're my friend are blessed with some wonderful voice here. Now, in fact, I wanted to talk more about Chordial Cousins, which I will in the later course of the interview, and I wanted to understand what was the way forward for Cordial Cousins. But before I do that, you also spoke about your father having a big influence on you in terms of wanting to pursue music or wanting to have some sort of interest in music. But I really want to take a moment here and ask you, who actually from the music field has had the biggest influence on you, highest influence on you?
Highest influence, again, I feel no Bollywood show is ever complete without mentioning that person. It's none other than Pancham, R.D. Burman.
Ah, now you're talking.
When you go back and look at 60s, 70s, 60s, late 60s, but 70s and 80s, they are nothing without Pancham. No offense meant to all other music directors, but Pancham was something different. Pancham was, you had a range of music that he did from a classical Amar Prem to a Western influenced Jawani Diwani. That's the range the person had. And what he thought that time, it still resonates today. It still resonates today.
Absolutely.
Every track of him, you see a cover being made, a remake being made, and you cannot have Bollywood complete without having Pancham in it. There's no Bollywood without Pancham. That's what I feel. And that was the biggest influence, because when I started hearing to those 70s numbers, whether it's Amar Prem, Yadon Ki Barat, Jawani Diwani, and then late 80s as well, Sanam Teri Kasam. So all those numbers, right, it still resonates, and you still hear it. It still has the same tempo, the same beat.
Absolutely. But I don't think anyone could actually sum it up better than you did, because it is so. What I loved about what you said about Pancham was it is so relevant even today. In fact, the song that I just started off the show with, "Ye Dosti Hum Nahi Chhodenge," or "Ya Todenge," and that's like a cult song for friendship. Every farewell parties, every fresher parties, or every annual day parties is incomplete without this song, without friends grooving to this song. So absolutely. And you also spoke about R.D. Burman, which is not a big news to all of us, but he's had a wide variety of music that he's composed. Now here's the deal, right? Here's the game. Let's pick up. I want you to pick up any 2-3 genres of R.D. Burman, right? 2-3 different genres of R.D. Burman, and go ahead. Why don't keep us waiting? Why don't you sing those for us? And my request is, if you can switch on your karaoke with a little bit of music, that should help, and that'll give us a real feel.
Definitely. So we'll pick up. We'll start with the karaoke, and then we'll touch on different genres of RD. So just give me a moment. And yes, before I start the karaoke, let me give you a little bit of fact.
And yes, of course, I want you to tell us the trivia of that song, which movie, to make it more interesting.
Right. So we are picking up one sung by none other than Kishore Kumar, and
right.
It's a monsoon-based song from the movie Manzil.
Oh my God! Priyatam, you sneaky rascal! I hate you, man. I in fact love you for this. This is my all-time favorite song. Great. Are you talking about Rim Jim Gire Sawan?
It's Rim Jim Gire Sawan.
Indeed, you are. Right. Right.
Sung by Kishore Kumar, R.D. Burman, 1979 Manzil. Interesting fact about the song. So when the song was supposed to be picturized, so Amitabh Bachchan and Maushami Chatterjee, the basic.
I think I know this. I know this. Right.
You know this? Okay. The basic foundation of the song was they had to picturize it on a rainy day because it's a monsoon.
Right. Song. Right.
But Basu Chatterjee didn't have a concept to picturize it.
Right.
Because he was not there. So they made an impromptu decision that Maushami Chatterjee and Amitabh Bachchan would shot it at different locations in Mumbai.
Right.
They'll
just keep walking.
Yeah.
Yes.
One fact, hopefully you know it, but one fact is, so Basu Chatterjee left it on Amitabh Bachchan and Maushami Chatterjee, the crew, and Amitabh Bachchan's brother to shoot it. He didn't go. They shot it like an impromptu.
Amitabh's brother, Ajitabh Bachchan.
Ajitabh Bachchan drove Maushami Chatterjee and
Right. Now I remember. Right.
All throughout Mumbai Marine Drive, and then
Right.
shot it in parts. So
That's
there's
the
so much
beauty of
growth.
that genius Basu Chatterjee, man. Basu Chatterjee. I mean, just kick it, buddy. Kick it. Kick
Yeah,
it.
let's go ahead. Let me know when if the music and everything is sounding good. Else we'll just.
Absolutely. We are waiting.
जब घुंघरूं सी बजती है बूंदें और माँ हमारे पल के न मूंदे जब घुंघरूं सी बजती है बूंदें और माँ हमारे पल के न मूंदे कैसे देखे सपने नयन सुलग सुलग जाए मन भीगे आज इस मौसम में लगी कैसी ये अगन रिम झिम गिरे सावन
So beautiful. First of all, it was amazing. And if you could just hold the mic a little away from your mouth, that's amazing. What a song, man! Lovely song. It reminds me. So this is one song I have fond memories of. It also happened to be my father's favorite songs, one of his favorites,
nice.
and the first time I ever uploaded a music video of my father singing on a karaoke, just like this, was on a Sunday evening in Hyderabad. And on that particular evening, we ordered food from outside, and I just happened to record that video and put it up. And it recorded a super score of close to about 5,000 plus views, which to me at that point of time was a big thing. And my father felt like a rock star himself, and he would insist on singing more songs and getting them recorded and putting up on Facebook, because there was this adulation that he always craved for, right? And that's what made it more interesting. And thank you so much for bringing back those memories. Lovely song, beautiful song. Maushami Chatterjee, the elegant beauty, gorgeous. That rainy song, South Bombay. Been in Bombay for 20 years. It's rains in Bombay are like. Thank you, Priyatam. Thank you so much for bringing this in. Now, which song are we moving to? The next song, a different genre altogether.
So we are looking. So we were talking about different genre from R.D. Burman, starting from a classical. Let's pick up a song from Amar Prem. I'll just hum a few lines. Again, this song,
absolutely,
a version of that is available in Chordial, sung by one of my brothers. Beautifully sung.
Right.
But it goes like, ये क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ, कब हुआ, क्यों हुआ, जब हुआ,
wow,
हुआ, ओ छोड़ो, ये न सोचो, क्या हुआ. So that's a flavor.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Give us one Tadakta Bhadakta number of R.D. Burman if you can.
So Tadakta Bhadakta. So going from a classical Amar Prem to a Western influence, Jawani Diwani. So Jawani Diwani, you know.
Absolutely. Are you going to sing this on karaoke?
Hai Diwani, meri rani, ruk jao rani. देख जरा पीछे मुड़ के चली कहाँ ऐसे उड़ के
गिरी गिरी अप्पा गिरी गिरी अक्का
गिली गिली अक्का
गिरी गिरी अक्का बिली 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 बिली. Wow, awesome. So what I want you to do is, I remember, Priyatam, you and I also collabed on one of the songs from a movie called Kamine, and it was widely appreciated by most of my friends and my family. I want us to, I'm taking this opportunity, and I'd be really humbled if you could allow me. I want to do a collab with you right now, impromptu collab with you right now on one of the Adi Burman's songs, any song that you can pick up.
Definitely.
Is that okay?
Definitely, Bhaina, it's your show. Definitely love to.
No, the show, it's my show, but it's all about you. It's all about you. The evening is about you. Yeah.
Definitely. So, I'll give a cue and then you can join it. So
Let's do that.
Pick up a song.
Will I need lyrics for that? I am pathetic with lyrics, but then, okay.
So yeah, lyrics maaf karna, because
yeah.
सुना गम जुदाई का उठाते हैं लोग, जाने जिंदगी कैसे बिताते हैं लोग, दिन भी यहाँ तो लगे बरस के समान,
बेकरार कितना ये हम नहीं जानते, मगर जी नहीं सकते तुम्हारे बिना, हमें तुमसे प्यार कितना ये हम नहीं
जानते, मगर जी नहीं सकते
तुम्हारे बिना. Awesome. Do we have another song from R.D. Burman's time that you could sing on the karaoke for us, if you can, if you will?
Definitely. Just give me a minute.
I can see a lot of compliments pooling in for you. Your batchmate, Roshina. Roshina was your batchmate?
Roshina?
No, not Roshni. Roshina. Roshina Nishant. I think she's also from our school. Hi, Roshina. Welcome to the Uday Bhaina show. Abhishek Panda says with karaoke, please, because he really loves music and he really wants. He's kind of Abhishek. I want my viewers to know that Abhishek now currently resides in Australia, and but he's somewhere still stuck up in the Galiya of Bhubaneswar, and he just doesn't want to let go of that. He still continues to live in those beautiful memories of our school days and the music then. So, yeah.
Okay.
Let's hit it.
Sure.
What song are we taking?
That face. That is
sorry for that.
That's okay. No problem.
I'm trying to play it from the YouTube because I was probably not able to find that karaoke track. But here it goes.
Rashmi Modi.
मेरी सोनी मेरी तमन्ना, झूठ नहीं है मेरा प्यार, दीवाने से हो गई गलती, जाने दो यार. I love you, I love you. मेरी सोनी मेरी तमन्ना, झूठ नहीं है मेरा प्यार, दीवाने से हो गई गलती, जाने दो यार. I love you, I love you.
Awesome. Rashmi Modi, who's also your wife, I want the viewers to know that Rashmi is Priyatam's wife. She is so bothered about you. Message में लिख रही है, Priyatam, please check if the speakers are connected or not. Please check speakers connected है कि नहीं है. ठीक है, so that's the power of one's wife. Thank you, Rashmi. We all love you. Thank you for being such a sweetheart. Thank you for being such a sweetheart and taking care of my friend Priyatam Mohanti. You've been a constant support, and I really, really know how annoying it can be when you have to record Priyatam for one of his videos of Chordial Cousins. But I completely understand. Much love to you. Now let's also move from R.D. Burman, who kind of ruled the 70s and 80s. But would you say the advent of disco, which is the advent of Bappi Lahiri into Bollywood music, actually kind of saw a downfall? Actually kind of saw R.D. Burman's downfall?
Not exactly. R.D. Burman, in my opinion, never had a downfall. The music scene changed. The way Bollywood movies were made in early 80s, it went for a change. So from a romantic Rajesh Khanna to an intense Amitabh Bachchan, it went to a Mithun and Dharmendra. So the movies were made where probably R.D. Burman music did not suit, but Bappi Lahiri's music did suit to Mithunda. So
wow, and absolutely.
That's the change.
And it's not only about, and Priyatam, I'd like to believe that it's not only about Mithun. While Disco Dancer garnered all the attention for Mithun that it could, it also established Bappi Lahiri as a fantastic music director with a lot of sense of disco. And there are so many songs that he had done earlier prior to Disco Dancer, like for example Chalte Chalte, and he's composed music for some amazing numbers like Namak Halal, Sahib, Dance, and so can you pick up any one of those numbers if you can?
You want a fast number? That's what you.
Whatever. Bappi Lahiri's number.
I'll probably do a really romantic number from Bappi Da's thing. Bappi Da is always known for his
yeah. Absolutely. No. He's also known for his romantic numbers. Mind you, he's done some exceptional music in Bengali cinema, which later on got transitioned into Bollywood music.
Yeah, and then so probably yes, I'm picking up a romantic number, and this was picturized on Mithun and Madhuri Dixit. For a change, it was a romantic number on Mithun, and
I know which song you're going to sing. Is it from a movie called Pratigya?
Prem
Pratigya? Yeah, exactly. Got it.
So the song goes like this. प्यार कभी कम नहीं करना, कोई सितम कर लेना, मर जाएंगे आशिक मरना, इतना करम कर लेना, प्यार कभी कम नहीं करना, कोई सितम कर लेना.
Awesome. So does it happen to you as well, or is it something that is only only I am privy to? Whenever you tend to sing, we tend to sing a Bappi Lahiri song. Do we kind of actually start mimicking him? Does it happen to you? Pyari bina cheni ka hari, pyari bina cheni ka hari. Yeah, go ahead.
If we would sing it right, we would say प्यार कभी कम नहीं करना.
Right? Right.
We would say
प्यारी कभी कमी नहीं करना.
But it is
right.
It's so sweet of him.
Right.
Right.
That's so funny. That's really funny. But now I want us to talk about something that we actually grew up with, which is the 80s and the 90s, right? I still, and I would love to debate with people. I think the biggest gift Bollywood could ever get was the 90s, right? Late 80s and from mid 80s to late 90s, the music in Bollywood was actual music. That's because it's so kind of, and to each his own. My father would say that it was the 50s and 60s and 70s. We grew up in 80s and 90s, and that's how. But I genuinely feel that 90s saw the rise of some amazing artists who later on went on to create history in the music industry. Sonu Nigam, for example, Nadeep Shravan, Anand Milind, Anu Malik, right, Anuradha Podwal. I mean, and it also established T Series as a brand in those good old days. You know, from being a music house, cassette selling house to a production house, we've come a long way. I want us to talk about 90s and 80s. And before we start talking about it, I want you to pick up one number from 90s or the 80s, sing that song first, tell us the trivia first, sing it, and then answer my question.
Sure. So I'll pick up a song which is sung in 90s by Kedarnath Bhattacharya.
Wow. Kedarnath Bhattacharya. I've never heard of him. Yeah. Which song would this be?
So this song is the title track from a 90s movie, and it is the movie was based on an old movie in from 1954 in Bollywood called Chori Chori. That movie was based on a Hollywood movie, It Happened One Night, from 1934.
Right. Okay.
So hopefully you've guessed it by now.
Yes, I have guessed it. I guessed it.
Now you would ask,
okay,
who's Kedarnath Bhattacharya and when did he sing in Dil Hai Ke Mantane?
Right.
So Kedarnath Bhattacharya is none other than Kumar Sanu. Kumar Sanu's real name is
Oh
Kedarnath
my God. Wow, that's interesting.
So we'll pick up
okay. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you, Akanksha, for joining in. I think Akanksha has just joined in. Sulagna 65 has also joined in. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in. Please show some love to our very talented Priyatam Mohanti. Yeah, let's go ahead.
दिल तो ये चाहे हर पल तुम्हें हम बस यूं ही देखा करें, मर के भी हम ना तुमसे जुदा हो, आओ कुछ ऐसा करें, पास आजा हमदम मेरे हम नशी, दिल है कि मानता नहीं, ओ दिल है कि मानता नहीं, मुश्किल बड़ी है रस्में मोहब्बत, ये जानता ही नहीं, ओ दिल है कि मानता नहीं, ओ दिल है कि मानता नहीं.
Awesome. See, this is music, man. This is music. You cannot do away with such music. This is something that is indelible. This is something that cannot be forgotten in for so many years to come. And this also evokes a lot of feelings, emotions, because in those good old days, we grew up with these songs. So every song had a memory attached to it. Right. Do you also go through such emotions when you hear a song and you actually go back to that time and place and you think of shit, yaar, ये song जब release हुई थी ना, मैं ये कर रहा था, पहली बार यहाँ सुना था, and that brings a smile on your face and you start wondering why the hell have I grown up? I wish I could just go back in time. Can you tell us about an incident that has happened? Such incidents.
True. And I connect with you because again, we grew up at the same time. So definitely, if anyone wants to ask like which 10 years of your life you want to live, I would say from 88 to 98. That's it. that exactly from 88 to 98. The reason behind, I would tell you the reason behind it is because although 80s, the music in itself was something different. Bapida was there. Um, there was other music directors. RD was composing less. But there were 3 movies in the late 80s, which actually, as you said, it's changed the scene of Bollywood music. And
Right.
to name them, Kamat Se Kamat Tak, Maine Pyar Kiya,
Oh,
and Ashiki. 88, 89, three
absolutely.
albums changed
Absolutely.
the music scene of Bollywood forever. And that's when 90s happened. That's basically, it happened because of those 2 years. And again, when... to come to one of your incident now, 90s, as I was growing up, in school we had to go for a scouts camp. So scouts camp, you go from your hometown to a camp, probably somewhere elsewhere. So we went to Kharagpur, and unfortunately for me, I was deprived of music for 15 days. 15 days, no music, no Walkman, no cassette player, nothing. So I was deprived.
Walkman. Oh my God, I had completely forgotten about Walkman. Oh my God. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So
Yes.
deprived of music, I come back from Scouts camp. We travel back from Kharagpur to Bhubaneswar. The train reached around 7-ish, 8-ish in the morning. We didn't have a day off from school. We were told that you can report to school, but you have to report afternoon. And this was me, like I was deprived of music. So I knew there was a track, there was a movie album that's going to get released when I was away in 15 days. So I knew that when I came back, the first thing I had to do is when the cassette shop opens at 9:30 in the morning, I have to go and get that cassette. So
Don't tell me you went to the cassette shop directly from the station. You did that?
I did that, as in I asked my father, can we go to the cassette shop and then go to home? So
Which movie is this?
So this is a movie of the same name of a classic Hum Dono of Devanand, but then Hum Dono was again the same title used for a movie, and the composition was
Nana Patekar and Jackie Shroff, if I'm not mistaken.
Nana Patekar and Rishi Kapoor. And
Rishi Kapoor, right? Sorry, Rishi Kapoor, right. Oh my God, yes. Nana Patekar, Rishi Kapoor, and Pooja Bhatt, and that was a hilarious movie. It's about one being a legitimate son and the other one being an illegitimate son, and the dynamics between the two. Right.
Nana Patekar, Rishi, both brilliant actors, and the way they carried off. Although the movie didn't get much success, the music was good. I heard the song before I left for the Scouts camp. And
there was
this
this
in my head for the entire Scouts camp, duration of the Scouts camp. And once I came back, I was like, I need to listen to the song. I basically ended up listening to the whole album. I was supposed to go back and report to school at noon. I reported at 1 p.m. कुछ तो बहाना बना लिया कि late हो गया. But that is the reason I got late.
See, these funny moments actually make up your life, and these are things that you laugh on. You don't even smile on, but you laugh on. You laugh your gut out. I remember those were the days when audio cassettes used to rule, and it was more like a competition that कि मेरे पास कितने cassettes हैं, तेरे पास कितने cassettes हैं, and there used to be a trade-off. Also, तू ये cassette ले ले, वो cassette मुझे दे दे, and those good old times. And it used to be a matter of pride. I still remember one of my friends. I hope you also remember him. His name is Andrew Power. Andy used to be a big collector of music cassettes. There's another dear friend of mine. He's not from our school, but He had over 1,500 cassettes as a part of his collection. His name is Kalinga Mohanti. So yeah, that was such a beautiful time, such innocence. You would actually, you would actually expect people to give you audio cassettes as gifts for your birthdays and stuff like that. So there's a big request coming in from Abhishek Panda, who's a very dear friend of mine, and your wife as well. And she says, 90s is incomplete without Pehla Nasha.
Okay.
And Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar is like is top notch. That movie has got a special place in my heart. So why don't you do us the favor of singing Pehla Nasha on karaoke?
Definitely. Just give me a minute. I'll let me search it back.
Is there a trivia attached to this, if you can? Apart from the fact that, yeah, sure, go ahead.
There is one. There is one. Just give me a minute. Let me try to locate the track. It will take a minute for me.
Mm-hmm. In the meantime, Chaitanya Cherukupalli has joined in. Thank you, Chaitanya, for joining in. Wish Mamade, trending Pehla Nasha. Indeed, Wish. And Priyatam is going to grace us with this song. Have you been able to find the track?
Yes, I did locate it. Fortunately, it has some voice from the female, the evergreen.
Wow, awesome. So let's take a duet. Let's take a duet if you can.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Can we? Can we? Oh, yes. Actually, we don't need it because one part of the song is just male and the other part is the female. So we don't really need a female. It's not like they do it consecutively, right?
Right. You said the right thing. I recollected it now. Okay, so back to the trivia, right? You asked me for trivia. So Pehla Nasha is the first Bollywood song which basically was shot fully in slow motion.
Yeah, I know this.
The first song that was end to end is in slow motion.
Right.
So that is the trivia behind.
And I will let you into a trivia of this particular song. This song was choreographed by Farah Khan, right? And in order to capture, now the problem with shooting a song with slow motion is that you can't really match lip sync. You can't really sync your lips with the song and just keep on jumping in slow motion. Can't be done. So what needs to happen here is you have to jump in your own style and the camera will record it in slow motion. But for that to happen, right, you have to play the music at high speed. You getting my point? Sure. So it was a big challenge for the entire crew, especially for Amir Khan, Devan Bojani, Aisha Julka, and the rest of the crew, that they had to actually sync their lips to a high-speed song in order to be able to kind of bring it alive on screen. And today, that song is history, and that song is completely magical. Right?
That's true.
Let's take it.
And it again, as you said, right, 90s is not complete without Pehla Nasha, Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar. So yeah, let's hit it.
Forget about 90s. Even today is not complete without Pehla Nasha. It's absolutely incomplete without Pehla Nasha. Right.
And just getting a feedback that is my voice low or is the music low?
I can hear you fine. And if that's the feedback that's coming, you may want to do some checks on your end.
पहला नशा पहला घुमा नया प्यार है नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या अपना हाथ ऐ दिले बेकरार मेरे दिले बेकरार तू ही बता पहला नशा पहला खुमार we'll do a little bit of the Andhra. Love this song.
We all love it.
उड़ता ही फिरूं इन हवाओं में कहीं या मैं झूल जाऊं इन घटाओं में कहीं उड़ता ही फिरूं इन हवाओं में कहीं या मैं झूल जाऊं इन घटाओं में कहीं एक कर दूं आसमां और ज़मीन कहो यारो क्या करूं क्या नहीं पहला नशा पहला खुमार नया प्यार है नया इंतजार कर लूं मैं क्या अपना हाल है दिले बेकरार मेरे दिले बेकरार तू ही बता पहला नशा पहला खुमार
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Priyatam, for taking us back to 1993. If was it 1993 when Jo Jeeta Wahi Second released? Yes, absolutely. I remember watching this movie in a hall called Shriya at Bhubaneswar. We had 3 movie halls, standalone theaters, Shriya, Swati, Stuti. So yes, and I saw that. Arindam says amazing. So yes. Indeed, amazing. This is a beautiful song. But I now I want to give you some impromptu options, and let's because of paucity of time, because we've got a couple of other things also to discuss on, and so I want you to sing some of my favorite tracks, if you can, and one of my all-time favorite tracks is Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak. Right. I really don't know what is with this movie. I really don't know what is with the music of this movie. I just can't seem to be getting over this. You know, every time I listen to the songs of Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak, I keep asking for more. Right. So please pick up a song, any song that you like from Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak, and why don't you just hum it for us?
Sure.
And before you do that, Sketcher Dad has joined in. UCBS Pereira, a very dear friend of mine, has joined in from Bombay. Thank you for joining in, UC. Mike Folsaz has joined in. Thank you, Mike, for joining in. We are in the midst of a beautiful jamming evening with the very talented Priyatam Mohanti on the other side from Phoenix, Arizona. So let's hit it, Priyatam.
Sure. So we'll sing probably the best number from Chemistry. Again, all numbers are best. They're all like diamonds. But let's pick up this one. अब है जुदाई का मौसम पल का मेहमान कैसे न जाएगा अंधेरा न थमेगा तूफान कैसे ना मिलेगी
मंजिल प्यार की
है
मेरे
सफर जरा इंतजार सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल
Wow, amazing. In fact, the most popular song of Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak, Papa Kehte Hain, is, my God, I think it recorded the highest number of, it broke all records. Did Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak win a Filmfare for Best Music that year?
It did.
It did. Amazing.
It basically I think Udit Narayan won it for the best debut, and
Wow. In
that's
fact,
what
Amir Khan
that's what
also
says
won an award for the best debut, right?
best debut, and both basically Papa Kehte Hain made both of them, right? The stars they are today.
In fact, I love that other song also. uh, अब नहीं टूटेगा हम
हम
पे
पे
कोई
कोई
तूफान
तूफान ये जहां
शाहजहां
सॉरी टू लगी
वाह अकेले हैं
प्यार
तो क्या गम है awesome Gazab Ka Hai Din, some beautiful numbers. In fact, Gazab Ka Hai Din was kind of remade into one of the songs. I think Kalinga Mohanty says, Uday and Priyatam Mohanti, I still have those close to 1,000 cassettes. It is amazing to know that, Kalinga Mohanty. I really don't know if you have a music system to be able to play those songs. But I remember you were the envious of, we were so envious of you, and we used to envy you for the kind of collection that you had. We love you for that. I want you to take any number from a movie called Ashiki, the movie that you spoke about.
Definitely. And again, a turning point, right? Ashiki, Nadeem Shravan, Kumar
Sanu,
Udit,
Rahul
Anu
Roy,
Agarwal, and T-Series. The T-Series.
T-Series, Rahul Roy and Anu Agarwal. They kind of blew all records, right?
Yep. So I'll pick up this one. बेताबी क्या होती है पूछो मेरे दिल से तन्हा तन्हा लौटा हूँ मैं तो भरी महफिल से मर न जाऊं कहीं हो कि तुम से जुदा नजर के सामने कोई रहता है वो हो तुम
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Priyatam, for this wonderful songs and taking us down the memory lane. Now, 90s also as a kid, what I remember of 90s is apart from the beautiful music and some action-packed masala, it was the peak of commercial cinema, right? Abhishek Panda says, Bhaina, one from you, ding dong, sing a song. Yeah. Okay, Abhishek, I'm running short of options, so please suggest some, and maybe I could sing it. Coming back to 90s, this was the time when commercial hardcore Bollywood cinema was at its peak. The music was amazing. Fir Teri Kahani Yaad Aayi, Bazigar, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, Deewana, Jo Jeeta Wahi Sikandar, and a lot of other movies as well. But it also, 90s also saw the advent of something as what we still talk about fondly, and wouldn't have been possible had it not been for those artists back then, is the advent of indie pop.
That's
right?
Yeah.
So you saw a lot of, I still remember Alisha Chinoy and Milind Soman, and the way girls would kind of go mad about him, drool over him, and we were young kids. I think I was in my 10th standard or had just completed my 10th, and Made in India released. And we were so jealous, knowing that we are no competition to Milind Soman, but we were jealous of the fact that girls would only talk about Milind Soman. Rahul Dev in those good old days, Mark Robinson. It also saw a lot of other groups like Aryans and,
and then you had
a lot of
in between, right?
Baba Sehgal, absolutely. Thanda Pani. Aaja Meri Gaadi Mein Baith Ja, right.
As you said, Alisha Chinoy. And then Sonu Nigam, before he became...
Sonu Nigam, absolutely. Deewana.
Before he became an established playback singer, Sonu Nigam basically was born with Deewana. And what an album. Deewana, with Sajid Wajid composing then. Sajid Wajid, Sonu Nigam did get basically they were introduced.
Absolutely.
When Deewana happened, right? तुम्हारा ही ख्याल है,
Awesome.
क्या करूं प्यार
प्यार
में,
में
दीवानों जैसा
दीवानों जैसा
हाल
हाल
है,
है.
दीवानों जैसा हाल है, तुम्हारा
Wow.
ही ख्याल है. ओ आहा आहा
La 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 la. I mean, you had Meghna Reddy on one side, Divakar Pundit on the other side, grooving to that beautiful song. You know, it's just about the snowflakes all everywhere, and then. Uh, but so what do you think? So can you hum two three songs of those? I remember there was a song called "Chumi Si Tum Lagti
लगती हो,
Ho."
फूलों
फूलों
जैसी
जैसी
दिखती हो,
हंसती हो जिस दिन से देखा hai.
देखा है.
This actually introduced Abbas as a character to the Bollywood fraternity, and it also got in a girl called Preeti Changyani, who was known for being very cute, and those Teddy love जो होता था ना उस school में उस time पे
I
होता
know
था. You know,
that got
people used
extended
to,
to मोहब्बतें.
yeah, that got extended to
That got
Muhammad.
extended to
Exactly.
मोहब्बतें. Yeah,
Exactly. So, why did it? What is the kind of effect the indie pop had on you in those days?
definitely. And then like, that's why 90s was abundance of music, abundance of good music, right? So Nadeem
Right.
Shravan, Anand
And
Milan.
not only abundance, but a lot of barriers being broken, the shackles being
Yes,
broken.
yes. Like people say, like again, always debatable that 90s are 90s the most melodious. I feel they are because the melody still rhymes. Nadeem Shravan, Anand Milind, Anu Malik, the onset of those guys. But but mind you, those music directors started composing way back in 70s and 80s. 90s is
Right,
when they came into limelight. Nadeem Shravan's
right.
first movie was a Bhojpuri movie in 1977. I'm forgetting the
Wow.
name of the movie, but it was first that was the first composition of Nadeem Shravan in a Bhojpuri movie, and that was
Really? Is that
because
right?
yes, I'm forgetting the name,
Wow.
but you can Google it. They started in 1977, but it took almost a decade, more than a decade, for them to come into limelight, and thank God it happened in late 80s and 90s when that happened.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
then, so
Absolutely.
coming back to the point of abundance of music, indie pop happened. Indie pop happened, and glad it happened because it it gave us an opportunity to hear to so many good artists. Alicia Chinoy, Baba Sehgal. Let's do a Baba Sehgal number because that's fun. I was realized how
Yeah,
the
yeah,
taste of
absolutely.
Baba Sehgal, so we'll do.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead.
I'll
Please
hum
do
it.
it.
So let's do. आजा मेरी गाड़ी में बैठ जा, आजा
Pom,
मेरी
pom,
गाड़ी में बैठ जा, आजा
pom,
मेरी
pom.
गाड़ी में बैठ जा, आजा मेरी गाड़ी में बैठ जा, लॉन्ग ड्राइव जाएंगे
लॉन्ग ड्राइव
फुल स्पीड
जाएंगे फुल
जाएंगे
स्पीड
कहीं
जाएंगे
रुकेंगे ना
कहीं
हम,
रुकेंगे ना हम गाना
गाना
बजाना
बजाना खाना पीना
खाना
गाड़ी में
पीना
होगा
गाड़ी में
सनम पॉम
होगा
पॉम.
सनम पॉम पॉम आज मेरी गाड़ी में बैठ जा and then and that's typical Anu Malik style, right? आज
And
मेरी
Anumali
गाड़ी
Baba
में
Sehgal
बैठ
style,
जा
yes.
आज मेरी गाड़ी में बैठ जा
That's the
that's
one. That's
lovely.
the one. That's the one.
Very cheesy, but then, in fact, that reminds me, 90s also saw a lot of cheesy music being made. But then the जो जो कहते हैं ना हिंदी में जो कमीने और हरामखोर हम हैं ना हम वो cheesy music को भी enjoy करते हैं. Like movies like Dalal, Gutter Gutter. If you remember those
Yeah, true,
songs,
true. Yeah,
they're actually the crux of 90s. वो ऐसा कोई बारात नहीं निकलती थी या there was no procession without such songs. Those songs were magic.
and then
Right. So can you?
and
Yeah. Sorry.
and and then there was 90s without incomplete without Govinda's numbers, incomplete without
Absolutely.
incomplete without hero number one numbers or Dule Raja numbers. So you had the dance content, you had the melodious emotional content. So as I said, like abundance of music that we
Right.
grew up with, that we grew up with.
Right.
So we'll
Right.
pick up one track. Let's do this track of one of my favorite singers, favorite singers of all time, probably yours and a lot of others. We'll pick up the track of Lucky Ali. And
Wow. Are you singing O Sanam?
we're going to pick up Osam.
Awesome.
Pick up Osam,
Brilliant. Brilliant. Bring it on. Bring it on, brother. Bring it on.
and then a trivia or a fact about the song. So Lucky Ali had this song composed way before it was released. So he actually
Right.
was trying to find someone to buy it and then basically launch it. After knocking doors, he was able to have ABCL, Amitabh Bachchan Corporation Limited, ABCL buy
Right.
it, but ABCL left it unused for 6 months. They couldn't do anything with it. So Lucky Ali bought it back, went to BMG, Sony Crescent,
Right.
BMG Crescent at that time, and they said we'll launch the music, everything, but everything is on you. You make the video, you make it with it. So he made the video with his friend. I'm forgetting the name of the person, but he made the video with his friend, and then they shot it in Egypt, Cairo. They shot it there, and that's how Osanam came into life.
There was also. I really don't know if it is rumor or not. There was also a lot of talk doing the rounds that the female in the video was actually Lucky Ali's wife. Is that true?
That was a rumor, but I probably not sure about that. There was a rumor, as you said. There was a rumor.
Yeah.
I don't know the.
Yeah.
The
Let's hear Osanam.
Sure. शाम सवेरे तेरी यादें आती है, आके दिल को मेरे यूं तड़पाती है। ओ सनम मोहब्बत की कसम, मिलके बिछड़ना तो दस्तूर हो गया, यादों में तेरी मजबूर हो गया। ओ सनम तेरी यादों की कसम,
Brilliant, awesome.
Thank you.
Take a bow, Priyatam Mohanti. Take a bow, Lucky Ali, for the wonderful song. Now, there's one last question I wanted to ask of you before I move on to what I call as rapid fire. And we are already, we've been talking for over close to about 75 minutes now. I really don't know the new rules of Instagram and pata nahi kab kat jaye. But before that happens, if just in case that happens, I'll go back live again and I want you to send me a request again, and then we can start over from there. So one last question before I get into my rapid fire. What is your opinion of the kind of music that exists today? I mean, let me tell you what I feel. The reason why I ask you this question is Abhishek Panda says, don't stop, nahi katega. We will try our best, my brother. But while it has given us some great singers, some fantastic singers like Arijit Singh, it has given us some amazing music directors like Amit Trivedi, Papon, or Mithun, or Zubin Nautiyal. But barring those few numbers, I think most of it is noise. I mean, I just can't register which song belongs to which movie. I mean, this was not the case when we grew up with. Is it technology? Is it availability of a lot of music at just click of your hand, or is it because you don't put in an effort to listen to the whole song, or is it also because that a lot of people have come back with lots of remakes and have made a shoddy remake of that movie of that song? Because back in 90s and 80s, even today, when you talk about a particular song, you not only sing one song from that movie, but you also happen to know two, three other songs of that movie. Right? That's the kind of effect it had, at least on me.
Right.
I really don't know about others. But what's your take on this? What's your take on this? What would you want to?
Yeah. Again, like you have gems around. You have Arijit, you have Mithun, you have Papan, and then you have Amit Trivedi, and the different genres of music. And there's so much independent music that
Absolutely,
we are blessed
absolutely,
with as of today. Just like we
absolutely.
were blessed in the 90s. And then there's social media. Like at a click of a button, you have any track available. So no offense meant that the music is different or music is not good. Music is same. In one of my when I started doing the FB short videos, I did one track from the movie. Again, one of the movies in recent times which had probably one of the best Bollywood music ever, Ashiki 2. It lived up to the Ashiki
Absolutely,
pattern, right?
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
and what music? And Ashiki 2 had like three different composers.
Right.
So that's
That's
the
true.
magic of
That's true.
independent music. Now there's so many resources that it's available for the production houses, the directors, and the movie making team, that they would be blessed with so much music. But I feel there are two factors to it, Bhaina. One is definitely you don't know which song, which movie, because there are so many music directors in one movie who is singing for which movie. That is one factor. And then it's all about, have I reached that 1 million views in the next day? Have I reached? So to reach 1 million views in a day, you need to hear the song completely. So I don't know
True.
how 1 million views, did everyone hear the song end to end? That's what we were doing because we had cassettes. You cannot
True. We didn't
put
have an
on a
option.
cassette.
We
Have an
couldn't
option.
stop it. We couldn't forward it.
You
We
can
couldn't
forward
stop it
it,
at the
but
time which.
yeah,
Yeah, we couldn't stop it at the time that we wanted it to. Right.
right, right,
True. True.
right. And so
True.
1 million views, 10 million likes. I feel it's kind of become like that. And again, no offense meant. It's basically what it is. Social media is what it is. And if the song has really good views, more and more people would go and view it. That's one factor. The other factor is maybe today's generation connects to that music more, and they do. um, in a group of our five cousins, the youngest one is 15 years younger to me. um, he connects to a lot of independent music. I'll
Right.
call out a track that he has done, Dil Beparwa, and it's from an independent music. I'm forgetting the name of the artist, but such a nice track. And
True.
it's so widely accepted over social media. It has a very simple video to it and on
Mhm.
YouTube, but the track is really soothing. And I never heard of the track until he sang it. So part of it is like we are busy in our lives to hear what's being made today, and probably
Are
that
we
is one part
really
of it.
are we really busy, or is it that we are so tired of changing that the only thing that we don't want to change is our music taste, and we are happy staying in the 90s and the 80s, and we really don't want to advance? Is that, could that also be a possibility? Because when we say busy, I think it's all about change. It's about acclimatizing to whatever hits you at that point of time and getting ready and getting geared for it. So, with
So
so much of energy being put in, I think we are completely fatigued at the end of the day. So, the only thing that heals us is music. And we don't want to change the choice of music as well, because we seek a lot of solace and happiness in the kind of music that we want to. And somewhere we are also stuck in 90s. I think that's a boon in disguise for me, at least,
it is
because
and for us, yes, like the melody plays a lot big role because we grew up with that. That's somewhere within a subconscious mind that hey, it has to be melodious.
I agree.
It cannot be a flat track with a
I
little bit
agree.
of
I agree.
different kind of music.
I
Maybe
understand where you're
that,
coming from.
yeah. And but then, right, when because it's Arijit, right? When you have an Arijit track come out, even people of our age would go back and listen to the track because there's some amount of melody. There's that intense emotional thing with Arijit that still
Right.
connects us, right? So
Right.
yes,
Right.
there
Right.
are in parts and pieces we are still connected to the music as of today, but it's a little different. We probably we grew up with more melody. I'm not saying melody is not there today, but it's different kind. And then, but we still like Amit Trivedi when he comes up with a track, right? So
He's a genius, man. Amit Trivedi, I must take a moment here and say I was really not aware of Amit Trivedi until 7, 8 years back when I actually first heard Dev D. And then I heard an album called Lutera, and I was completely blown away. Kalinga Mohanti here says, a great song by Amit Trivedi is Ravan. I completely agree with you, Kalinga. I want the viewers to also listen to Ravan if you can. It is not something. It's not a genre that everyone would like, but it's an Amit Trivedi trance, and it's got an amazing melody to it. Not exactly melody, the pace with which it picks up. It's in the praise of the king of Lanka, Ravan, right? And it says, "Ore Ravan, Lanka ka sajan," and then he's got this chants and all, and it's an amazing number. It's a fantastic number. There's a request coming from your wife again. Please sing Arijit. Can you do that?
sure, let's pick up one track from Arijit. Again, all-time favorite of everyone, I guess, as of today.
Yes.
So let's hit it with the Arijit number. And by the way, I think I gave you a trivia on this. Ashiki 2, made by 3 independent music directors, Jeet Ganguly, Mithun, and probably I'm forgetting the third name. Sorry, I'll get back on that name.
That's okay. Doesn't matter.
Three independent music directors. This was composed by Mithun, and rather it was composed way before Ashiki was made, 2 years before Ashiki was made. But glad it did fit into Ashiki. So let's hit it with that. हम तेरे बिन अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। हम तेरे बिन अब रह नहीं सकते, तेरे बिना क्या वजूद मेरा। तुझसे जुदा अगर हो जाएंगे तो खुद से ही हो जाएंगे जुदा, क्योंकि तुम ही हो, अब तुम ही हो, जिंदगी अब तुम ही हो। चैन भी मेरा दर्द भी मेरी आशिकी अब तुम ही हो।
Awesome. And I must say that this was one of the most poignant movies that I have ever seen. The performances by Aditya Roy Kapoor and Shraddha Kapoor was just out of this world. Awesome. Thank you so much, Priyatam. Well, you actually indeed did take us back to our growing up days. And Samarveer _edits is there online. Samarveer says, "Hi, Uday Bhaina." He says, "Hi, Uday Uncle." Hello, Samarveer. Love you a lot. Samarveer is my dear friend, Samit Joshi and Arupari Joshi's younger son. Fantastic blogger at the age of about 8, 9 years old. I think he's just about 8, 9 years old. And he and his brother Suvir are amazing bloggers. They have a lot of interest in editing stuff and putting up their videos. Saveer, if you could just tell us what is the name of your channel, maybe we can ask people to follow you as well. Thank you so much on that. But thank you so much, Priyatam, for bringing us back those memories. And now quickly, we're going to play the rapid fire and then probably call it a day for you and call it an evening, call it a night for me. Right. So I'm going to give you some tough choices as well. And it's going to be really difficult for you to choose them. But then let's see.
Sure.
Jatin Lalit or Nadeem Shravan?
Nadeem Shravan.
Udit Narayan, Kumar Sanu.
Kumar Sanu.
QSQT or MPK? Qayamat Se Qayamat Tak or Maine Pyar Kiya?
MPK.
What is more important for you, melody or lyrics?
Difficult choice. Both, basically.
No, you have to choose one. You do not have an option of choosing both.
Melody.
Melody. Amit Trivedi or A.R. Rahman?
A.R. Rahman.
Okay, rank in order of personal choice, right? It in no way says that this is good or this is bad, but relatively, if you were to, for the kind of mood that you are in right now, this ranking could change tomorrow. But for the kind of mood that you are in right now, rank in order of personal choice. I'm going to give you 5 names: A.R. Rahman, Amit Trivedi, Priyatam, R.D. Burman, Vishal Bharadwaj.
R.D. Burman.
Okay.
A.R. Rahman.
Okay.
Amit Trivedi.
Okay.
Priyatam.
Okay.
Vishal Bharadwaj.
That was pretty quick and ruthless. I hope Vishal Bharadwaj is not watching this video, but then yeah.
Yeah. No offense, man, but yeah.
No, I completely understand. He would not that this video is going to reach him, but even if it does, he would understand. He would understand that he knows that he's been pitted against some greats, right? 70s versus 90s. Which is your favorite genre of music? Period. 90s. Okay, rank in order of personal choice again, right? Arijit Singh, Sonu Nigam, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, Shankar Mahadevan, Abhijit Bhattacharya.
Sonu Nigam.
Okay.
Arijit Singh.
Okay.
Rahat Fateh Ali Khan.
Right.
Abhijit Bhattacharya. And the fifth you said?
Shankar Mahadevan.
Shankar Mahadevan.
Okay. And the last question for you, and this is kind of, I'm going to sing the antara of the song, and you have to guess the mukada and you have to sing the mukada of the song, right?
Okay, that's a tough one. Okay.
Okay. And if you were really keen on the comments down there, you would have guessed it by now, because this was a request made by a very dear friend of mine again, Abhishek Panda.
Okay.
Okay. आरज़ू हमने की तो हम पाए, रोशनी साथ लाई थी साए, साए गहरे थे, रोशनी हल्की.
हम न समझे थे बात इतनी सी, ख्वाब शीशे के दुनिया पत्थर की. हम न समझे थे बात इतनी सी.
Awesome. There's one more song that I want to just give me a second. Right. Okay, this is the last song of the evening, and this was also again a request made, I think, by one of your friends. And if you saw that clearly, you would be able to guess it. And this also happens to be your one of your favorites. Okay, I'll sing the antara, you sing the mukada. खिलती महकती ये जुल्फों के शाम, हंसते खनकते ये होठों के जाम. खिलती महकती ये जुल्फों के शाम, हंसते खनकते ये होठों के जाम. झूम के साज उठाए
बस नगमे तेरे प्यार के गाते ही जाए,
है काश के हम
होश में
होश
अब
में अब
आना ना
आने ना
पाए,
पाए, बस नगमे तेरे
तेरे
प्यार के
प्यार के गाते ही
गाते ही
जाए.
जाए. हाउ आई विश, प्रीतम मोहंती, मेरी कितनी ही दिल तमन्ना है कि काश हम होश में ना आते, काश हमें टाइम का अंदाज नहीं होता, काश हम बस यूं ही जिंदगी भर गाते रहें, यू नो, एंड काश हम म्यूजिक को अपने लाइफ के साथ जोड़ सकें. एंड God bless you, my brother. Ladies and
Thank you, thank you.
gentlemen, please show some love to Priyatam Mohanti, the rock star of the evening, the guy who made Cordial Cousins happen. I want you guys to go to YouTube and type Cordial Cousins, Chordial, Cordial Cousins, and enjoy some wonderful numbers that these bunch of young, talented people have sung. Thank you so much, Priyatam Mohanti, for agreeing to come on to the Uday Bhaina show. And there's a last request that has come in from your wife again, which says, Kamine, please, you together. So I really don't know whether she is politely accusing us both of being Kamine, or she's asking us, requesting us to sing a song from Kamine, which we will do. And before we do that, thank you, Priyatam, for agreeing to do this show, and thank you for putting in so much of effort of kind of keeping the karaoke and choosing the right amount of songs, some beautiful songs to take us back to that era, if I were to say so. Much love to you. Much love to your daughter. Much love to your wife, Rashmi Modi Mohanty. Keep rocking like this, and let's hit Kamine. Let's hit it. And with Kamine,
Thank you so much.
we're gonna.
But first and foremost, thank you so much for this opportunity to live through the journey that we once grew up with. Thank you so
Pleasure's
much.
all mine. Pleasure's all
Last
mine.
but not the least, but an inspiration. You and yourself are an inspiration for all of us. The way you have changed course of doing things you like. Definitely, we all like. COVID happened, but we all should do everything that we like to do. And this is one thing that I like to do. I love it. Music, nothing other than music is what fills in your life. So, yeah,
Thank
keep
you so much.
inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Keep inspiring.
Thank
Keep
you so much.
inspiring
You
all
are
of us.
really kind. You're really kind. Let's hit it, Kamine. And before we hit the Kamine, it's immediately after Kamine that we're going to hang up. I would like the viewers to know that keep watching the Uday Bhaina show. The next Sunday, which is the 15th of August, the show may not happen because we are in the process of releasing a teaser either on the 15th or 16th. So I'm going to be really tied up. I will see you guys again soon on the 22nd of August. And until then, keep listening to music. Much love to all of you. I love you guys and keep supporting us. And Priyatam, whenever you're ready.
Sure. I'm just seeing if we have a karaoke, so we'll end it and really blast.
Let's just sing it like this. Well, let me Aja Aja Dole Chore Rat Ki Matki Tore. 22nd is Kalinga Mohanty's birthday. So, Kalinga Mohanty, I will for sure take you online if you're available that day for at least a couple of minutes. And I would want the viewers to wish you the birthday.
आजा आजा दिल निचोड़े रात की मटकी तोड़े कोई गुड लक निकाले आज गुल्लक तो फोड़े
Aja 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 Dil Nichode Raat Ki Matki Tode Koi good luck nikale Aaj gullak to phode.
गौड़ी 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 पैसे पैसे का खेल तुम तुम सड़कों पे होगी डैंग 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 डैंग
Awesome. Thank you so much, Priyatam. You've been an absolute sport, and thank you so much for coming in. I love you all. Until then, stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Jai Odisha initiative in association with the Ray of Design. This is the Uday Bhaina show, and this is Uday Bhaina signing off in the moment. Love you all. Have a great week, and I shall see you on the 22nd of August. Good night.
Thank you so much. Thanks.